So when I asked you, like, you wore this getup, it looks like you're ready to go on safari or go to Egypt on one of my trips or whatever. And then you said something to me that I thought was so cool. And you said, I'm embodying Blue Daddy. And I want you to explain that. What does Blue Daddy mean to you exactly?
I love that this is your first question.
Yes, absolutely. Blue
Let's
Daddy
go right
is
to the
perfect.
real stuff.
That's right.
What is Blue Daddy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Blue Daddy for me is tapping more into my masculine energy. As an artist, as a woman, I can really soften into my feminine principle. The receptivity, the flow, the listening, the intuition, the art that flows through me, the spoken word. That's all fair and well. And my default has settled in that for so long that I'm starting to realize that structure is the answer to freedom.
Structure is the answer to freedom.
Because without structure, even magic can't be born here in the 3D plane.
Ooh.
And so the structure
deep.
is the masculine energy. Structure is the infrastructure, the container, the thing that holds the feminine essence. And so Blue Daddy is the blue essence of who I am, tapping into the archetype of my masculine energy to allow myself to build the necessary structures so that my feminine energy can flow and I can soften deeper into a level of freedom because the structures are set in place.
That's fascinating. So do you think this is something that the whole world could benefit from, understanding maybe a little bit more of, especially for the feminine side? Because I think the masculine needs to probably have a pink mama side, right? But I like where you're going with this because it's showing the balance that you recognize and the importance of that balance to being able to both manifest and embody who, you know, being the change that you want to see in the world as well.
Yeah, I think that first and foremost, I don't want to say like a blanket statement like everybody. And at the same time, everybody does have the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. And when you break down the left and the right hemispheres of the brain, you have the masculine and feminine principle. Now, when you see the pineal gland, that is the place where we have access to see beyond the illusion, beyond the veil. So this is the awakened state. And if we're looking at the awakened state, where does the pineal gland sit? Right smack bang in the middle of the left and the right hemispheres of the brain, the masculine and the feminine. So to be able to actually create a life by design, I believe that we get to be curious to find out how to create a balance within the masculine and the feminine principles within our own being. Now, when I talk about masculine and feminine principles, I'm not talking about man and woman. You can have a man, like a male in a male body, however, more feminine energy. So it's not about, well, I'm a man, so I should have masculine energy. It's more so a recognition of where does my energy lie within my masculine, my feminine principles, and how can I find a balance by doing the things that I don't love with 200% if I do the things that I love with 100%.
See, and that's part of why I got, in a positive way, triggered by Blue Daddy. Because blue is traditionally known as a feminine color. So it's like feminine daddy, right? And so I like the paradox of it. And I definitely think that there's some deep wisdom in what you're saying about this. And have you always known this, or is this something that you've started to embody more of lately? Because you said you were driving on the way here. You got your coffee in one hand.
I'm having business meetings.
You got a business meeting. You're laying down some structure. Right.
And
You're like badass.
I'm like getting off on my own energy. Like, I'm like, yeah, empowered by my own energy doubled. Because I'm not doing Blue Daddy for anyone else. I'm doing Blue Daddy because it feels good to tap into an archetype that's not my default. And to enjoy playing in that realm. So for me, it's like, okay, if I want to create all of this beautiful art, if I want to make an oracle deck, if I want to build online courses, well, I need a website and I need the resources and I need to be able to structure my day so that I can actually carve out 2 hours out of my day to focus on this thing.
It's not easy being an influencer, is it?
I don't like to be an influencer. When someone calls me an influencer, I'm
I
like,
know,
oh,
I hate that too. I can't stand it.
It's like, dies just a little bit. I think of like influence, you know, like influence, But like, yes, I hear you. There are layers to it. However, if I really want to create a non-physical thing into a physical thing, which is the process of creation, there has to be structure. And the structure is the masculine principle.
Yeah.
So when I can tap into that masculine principle and know that structure equals freedom, and discipline is actually being a disciple of my higher vision, then it actually becomes really fun. And the only thing to create sustainability within the balance of the masculine and feminine principles is to infuse joy and fun into it, as opposed to, I should be doing this because if I don't, I'm less than. That's not sustainable. But to actually be like driving in the car, drinking my coffee, having the business meeting, setting the systems into place so that I can actually create and allow my art to be birthed into the 3D, into this plane and dimension, and I'm having a really good time doing it, then all of a sudden it's sustainable and I'm renegotiating my relationship with different archetypes within my being.